Here's something that might blow your mind. A man will sleep with whoever he can get, but he becomes completely obsessed with the woman who triggers one specific feeling in him. And no, it's not what you think. Forget everything you've been told about attraction. Forget the magazine advice, your friends' tips, and Hollywood movies. We're not talking about bedroom tricks or having a perfect body or being the most charming woman in the room. That's amateur hour. Sure, those things might get you noticed, but attention is cheap. It fades faster than morning mist. Today, I want to talk about something much deeper, something invisible that flips a switch in a man's brain. A neurological mechanism buried deep in his limbic system that can instantly tell the difference between just another encounter and complete mental dependency. Have you ever wondered why that guy who seemed so into you suddenly went ice cold? Why did you give everything you were loving, attentive and amazing in every way, yet he chose someone else? Or here's the hardest question. Why do some women, without much effort or perfection, trigger almost irrational loyalty in men, while you feel like you're fighting for scraps of attention? The answer isn't in what you do. It's in what you trigger inside his mind. See, the real question isn't, how can I make a man physically desire me? Physical desire is a basic instinct easy to light up. The life-changing question is, what can I do so he can't get me out of his head? What I'm about to share isn't some seduction trick. It's male psychology, backed by neuroscience and evolutionary biology. Once you understand this, you'll have tremendous power because, here's the truth, a man's body always follows his mind, and his mind isn't looking for what everyone else is offering. He's searching for something much rarer, something you probably already have, but don't know how to use. We're facing this weird puzzle that confuses so many women. Pop culture tells us we need this whole catalog of traits to attract men. Beauty, a toned body, charm, and great sex. The list never ends, and it forces us to become this perfect product. So many women exhaust themselves trying to meet this ideal. But then real life happens, and nothing makes sense. Perfect relationships fall apart. Men lose interest in women who are, on paper, a perfect 10. Meanwhile, we see women who don't match that ideal, inspiring devotion that turns into obsession. Why? Because we've been trying to open the wrong door. For decades, our focus has been on the door of physical attraction, the body, the visible stuff. We've completely missed another door, a door that's way more important and much better guarded. The door to his mind. That's where everything is decided. The difference between one night and a lifelong bond, between being an option and being the priority, between being one of many and being the only one. All of this is decided not in the bedroom. It's decided on the quiet, invisible battlefield of his mind. In his brain, there's this filter, an extremely selective gatekeeper. This gatekeeper processes every experience and interaction with you and makes a brutal decision. Is this interchangeable? Something pleasant but forgettable, stored in short-term memory? Or does it contain that special element that marks it as significant? When that happens, the experience passes through the filter, gets anchored in long-term memory, and activates his centers for deep desire and reward. Most seduction strategies only satisfy this gatekeeper temporarily for one night. They have no clue how to provide that secret ingredient that opens the main door. When you understand this, you free yourself from the exhausting race for outer perfection. You don't have to twist yourself into someone else. Instead, you can direct your energy where it actually makes a difference to a connection that lasts. So what is this mental drug? What's this secret ingredient that breaks through all his defenses and settles directly in his control center? The answer is one word, and probably not what you expect. It's not passion, not a mystery, not beauty. The word is admiration. I know what you're thinking. Admiration sounds cold, not sexy. Something you feel for a mentor, not a lover. And that misunderstanding is exactly where its secret power lies. To understand why admiration fuels the deepest male desire, we need to look inside his mind, his most basic programming. Evolutionarily and psychologically, men are wired to seek, fight, and conquer, not just physically, but in terms of status, hierarchy, and life purpose. He has this deep need to feel competent, to create something, and to protect. Physical attraction is just the first step, a spark. He sees you, and his instinct shouts, "I want her." It's a desire to possess, one-sided and superficial, and it can vanish as quickly as it appeared. But admiration? Admiration changes everything. The moment a man admires you for something beyond your appearance, your intelligence, the passion you speak with about your work, your integrity, your wit, how calmly you handle a crisis, or your dedication to something he's not even interested in, something chemical happens. His desire shifts from, "I want her," to, "Am I good enough for her?" Suddenly, the balance of power changes. He's no longer the hunter pursuing prey. Now he's facing a woman who has her own realm, her own value, and her own light. You're no longer just a desire, you become inspiration. Think about it. Physical desire wants to possess. Admiration wants to merge. He doesn't just want to have you. He wants to understand you, learn from you, and absorb some of your magic. This doesn't mean you need to be a CEO or NASA scientist. Admiration has nothing to do with massive achievements. It's about authenticity and passion. It's the glow in your eyes when you talk about books that changed your life. The conviction with which you express your opinion at dinner, even when everyone disagrees. The moment he laughs because you're intensely focused, trying to assemble furniture, frustrated but determined. In these moments, he doesn't just see an attractive woman. He sees a fascinating, independent person. His ancient brain, hungry for challenge and meaning, kicks in. Attraction stops being a game and becomes a mission. But here's where we hit the real dilemma, the trap we all fall into. If admiration is such a powerful driver, why does society teach us to do the exact opposite? Why are we told to make ourselves smaller and not shine too brightly so we don't scare men away? This contradiction kills attraction because we face an uncomfortable truth. The strongest driver of male attraction is admiration. But right next to this truth lives a huge, destructive myth whispered to us since childhood. Don't be too smart. Don't be too successful. Don't be too independent, or you'll scare men away and end up alone. Sound familiar? It's one of the most paralyzing lies told to generations of women. To be desirable, you must stop being admirable. But here's the twist. This myth isn't entirely false. It's fatally misinterpreted. The truth is, a man of real value isn't afraid of your strength. He only withdraws if you treat him like an opponent. He doesn't fear your intelligence, he feels drained if you use it as a weapon against him. Your success doesn't scare him, but if you use it to belittle his, he loses interest. Male energy is naturally oriented toward competition, problem-solving, and progress. When he approaches you romantically, he seeks polarity, feminine energy that complements his, not fights it. If you go into combat mode, arguing to win, and constantly correcting and competing over who's smarter or more successful, he stops seeing you as a potential partner and starts seeing you as a rival. Sexual polarity dies instantly. Here's where everything explodes. What if you're doing everything right, strong yet gentle, smart but not condescending, and he still feels insecure? Should you dim your light to protect his feelings? The answer is a clear, uncompromising no. Never. This isn't just some empowerment slogan. It's the most important strategic insight for choosing a partner. Because the moment you try to shrink yourself for him, you're facing the best filter to distinguish a valuable man from a frightened boy in an adult's body. A low-value man feels like a vampire at sunrise in the light of a strong woman. Your light doesn't inspire him, it burns. It illuminates his fears, insecurity, and lack of ambition. He has two choices: grow or pull you into darkness. He'll try to dim your light with jokes, doubts, guilt, and calling you intimidating or too intense. When a man does that, he's handing you his resignation. He's showing you he's not the right one. Thank him and leave. But a high-value man reacts to your light with fascination. Your success motivates him. Your intelligence excites him. Your independence attracts him like a magnet. To him, you're not a threat, you're an honorable challenge. The summit a mountaineer wants to climb. Here's the deepest secret of male desire. Not the sight of a woman undressed that's animalistic, simple. Rather, a woman fully clothed in her element, burning with passion, absorbed in her world. He quietly thinks, "My God, I want to be worthy to stand by her side. How do you apply this in everyday life? Not through tactics, but through radical redirection. Stop asking, what does he like? Ask yourself, what ignites me? What topic makes you talk so much that you almost lose your breath? What activity engages you so much that you don't check your phone for hours? What's your nerd side, that strange obsession you usually keep hidden because you think no one cares? That's where your gold lies. These are the ingredients of the mental drug we discussed. Your task isn't to invent something, it's to rediscover what's already within you. It's not about informing but transmitting. Don't recite your resume. Make your passion felt. If you love films, say, "That scene completely fascinated me because of the lighting." Suggest meeting at an antiquarian book market because you love the smell of old books. Let your energy fill the room. Stop suppressing your honest opinion to avoid conflict. Stop pretending you love things that bore you. Stop playing helpless so he can save you. Stop being his cheerleader while your dreams gather dust. Start fiercely defending your time for projects and hobbies. Don't be afraid of discussions. I disagree. I see it this way. Show your path, setbacks included. Be the main character in your own movie. He can be a great co-star, but never the director. This path guarantees one thing. Some men will leave. Men you feel attracted to might feel intimidated. But understand, this isn't failure, it's victory. Every man who leaves because your light is too bright saves you months or years with the wrong one and makes space for the right one. At the end of the day, it was never really about him. It was always about you. Stop asking if you're good enough for him. Start asking if the life you're living is good enough for you. Being admirable isn't a show for dates. It's the natural consequence of respecting yourself. Build your fire so big, so bright, that it's visible from miles away. People aren't drawn to small flickers struggling to survive. They're irresistibly drawn to the warm, powerful glow of a blazing fire. The deepest form of attraction has nothing to do with becoming the woman he wants. It's about being so complete, so alive in your own skin, that it's an absolute privilege for him to stand by your side and warm himself by your fire.